Just two adjacent girls living in a lovely world. They took a podcast train going anywhere, but kind of specifically through Austin, Texas. Yeah, hook 'em horns.
Adjacent. Very near, next to, or touching. Our tailgate is adjacent to the left field fence. ADJACENT. Adjacent.
Welcome back, y'all. Welcome to Adjacent. Today we have my dog squeaking her toy over in the corner. Sorry about that. And but we have a new friend with us today that we were so lucky to stay at one of her properties in Port A. And who do we have with us today, Shelly?
We have Victoria Spencer Smith. Is that correct?
That's right.
Yeah, and so we started communicating via Airbnb, and her response time and everything was incredible. But then we show up to her Airbnb in Port A, and we're blown away.
It looks like y'all had a great time.
We had a blast. We loved it there. We love Port A. We try to go to Port A at least once every other year, if not every year. But we loved your spot. It was like the perfect location in town. And then right across, I believe, was your RV park. Is that right?
That's right. That's right. My little RV park. Yes.
It is nice.
Thank you.
And so tell us about your RV park. What's the name of it?
It's Surfside RV. We're small. We're only 45 sites.
That's huge.
Well, yeah. And I wouldn't want any more. It'd be really freaking me out.
Right. And what kind of hookups do you have at the RV park?
So we have full hookups. And I think the thing that makes us unique is that we have grass, grass.
Yes.
And that's nice because you can step out of your RV barefoot if you need to let your dog out or something. You can get out there in your skivvies real quick and say, go.
Yeah.
And not have to worry about, stepping on a sticker or something.
Yeah.
But we don't have anybody that lives year round in the park, really. So we don't have, stairs and decks and things like that. It's really, we have our winter Texans come in for up to like 7 months and 6 months.
Yeah.
And we have a group that come every year and they've been staying with us for a long time. And if they haven't, then they come in and they usually come back at least for a year or two because the people are so great.
Oh, fun.
They are winter Texans, but they are a lot of fun.
I love it. And one thing I love, Victoria, the RV park is so clean. Mm-hmm. I was like, wow. Because John and I, my husband, we just bought a casita, and Shelly and them have an RV. And I was like, that would be a perfect spot to camp, especially if you want to get to the beach, because you can just take your car or go get a golf cart, unless you have, maybe you have that, or people have their electric bikes and get down to the beach, or you can go to you are so centrally located to all the goodness of the island. So
it is actually a really good location. And, I used to stay there. I was an educator for 22 years. And so in the summers, my son's father was also an educator. So we were both school administrators at the end of our careers. And so I would come down and stay 6 weeks in the summer. And I loved Surfside RV because it was small and I felt like I could let my son go out and play around and I could keep tabs on him and not have to worry about a lot, And so one day I asked the owner, I said, are you ever going to sell this place? And I was about 25 when I asked him. He goes, yeah, someday. I said, what would you ask for a place like this? He goes, I don't know. I'm thinking $1 million. And I was just like, oh, well, that's way out of my range. Well, fast forward about 20 years and I bought it.
Oh, wow. Good for you.
He was so thrilled to sell it to my son's father and I, because he knew our family's old Port A family, my son's family. And so he was just so thrilled to be the original owner and then to sell it to us. Because he knew that we were going to keep it as an RV resort, for as long as we can.
I love that. So you kept the tradition going, and it came from an original owner, and now you're the next owner. And I'm so impressed with that. These family-owned businesses in Port A are so important. And right now, you are at Longhorn Winery, and you said it's only 10 minutes from where you guys live. I didn't even know there was a winery down in Port A. Tell me about it.
Well, no, now we are in Fredericksburg right now.
Oh, Fredericksburg. Okay. I was like, what?
We have 10 acres. Now that would be now wouldn't that go?
That would be great. Okay.
That-
Longhorn Winery.
That's that overwhelmed that gentleman would go.
That is awesome. Okay. Wow. So Longhorn Winery. And so do you split your time between Fredericksburg and Port A, or do you travel?
We're in Port A full time.
Mhm.
I mean, that's where, the home is. That's where we're tied to the community. And especially, I mean, small businesses and in Port Aransas, especially since Hurricane Harvey, and we all rebuilt together, right?
Yes.
It's real important. Now, there's only myself and 2 other RV parks that are still family owned. Corporate has come in and brought, they've added Port Aransas to their portfolio, which is understood. But there's still like 3 of us that are still family owned.
Okay.
Okay.
And we hope to keep it that way.
Yeah. So were you born and raised in Port Aransas?
No, my son's father was.
Okay.
Or is from Port Aransas. Now lives in Tarpley, Texas, though.
Okay.
But is the one graduated Port A High School in '87 from
Okay.
Port A, and then my son graduated Port Aransas High School as well. But I'm originally from Fort Worth.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
And met my son's father down there on vacation.
See, guys, it happens.
So it happened that way sometimes. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, hilarious. Where were you on Bernie's? Were you on Bernie's?
Actually, I was at a beach party because we used to all go down and just have these big, keggers and stuff on the beach and the local guys. And I was there with my friend whose grandmother had property in Port Aransas and lived in Port Aransas full time. And just happened to be there when I met him.
No, so nice.
Yeah,
That's great. So what are some local businesses that you spend most of your time with when you are in Port A?
I would say, Shorty's is always, Ed owns Shorty's. He also owns Cody's. And before that, he owned Giggity's.
Okay.
And Giggity's, I don't know if y'all were in Port Aransas when Giggity's was around, but it was just a great place as well. So we like to, we go to Shorty's, of course. There's so many small family-owned businesses still. Phoenix Bar and Grill is one of our go-tos. It's out at Island Moorings. Tiana and Vanessa are a married couple, and they own that business. Venetian Hot Plate with Linda.
Yes.
An absolute staple. She is a jewel, and she is an actual tourist spot in her own right. If you haven't met Linda, you need Linda. Yeah.
Agreed. I agree. Those bartenders that have been there forever, like Kimberly over at Beach Lodge.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're like, you're still here. Yay.
Yeah.
Those lifers. I love it.
And so that's the great thing about Port Aransas is that you're supporting local businesses most of the time.
Yeah.
And those bartenders like at Salty Dog and Sam, there's certain bartenders that are near and dear to me that are still there, and that's what they do.
Yeah.
What they're gonna do. And they do well. I promise you that.
Yeah. Oh, I think they do. I think they have, a couple of days a week to make their pay. So they have to work hard, and they do. How has it been since the hurricane? How have y'all been handling everything?
Yeah. Took a long time to get back, right?
Yeah. The anniversary was yesterday.
Wow.
8 years. And it just absolutely seems like it happened yesterday because how bad it was. I think I got my last insurance check 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Now about 6 years. So it was really tough. Things have come back really, really good and really strong. People that have come in and haven't experienced a hurricane yet are going to have to learn.
Yes.
Going to have to, you're either going to be resilient and rebuild or you're going to fly.
Yeah.
It just depends. But, just when the floods have come in this year to Kerrville and Comfort and
Yes.
a lot of the other places in the hill country, a lot of the places here are actually struggling.
Right.
Lukenbach, Fredericksburg, Kerrville, all the whole area has seen a decrease in tourism
Right.
this summer. And so, and we, Port Aransas, saw an increase in July, but a lot of that, the reason why is because people that were planning on going to the Guadalupe and some of the surrounding areas said, well, we're going to X-nay that and we're going to Port Aransas.
Yeah.
So Port Aransas was just busting at the seams in July. But now, Labor Day, we're about 75% full. It's usually a late fill, but I think that now for Labor Day, people are like, okay, we didn't get our river trip in. We didn't get our lake trip in. Let's go.
Yeah.
And so hopefully, because the areas here, they did see a decrease in business big time.
Wow.
It wasn't just Kerrville. It was the whole hill country area that surrounds, from New Braunfels to Lukenbach to Fredericksburg to Comfort, Kerrville, the whole, even Concan and Lakey.
Yeah.
Because when people go there, they come back through. So they're bouncing back now.
Right.
But I think we're finally to a point that Port Aransas is ready to thrive again.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not COVID numbers were high. So we're still everybody's kind of balancing out.
Yeah.
After all of that.
Yeah. Wow. There's some trepidation. There's a little nervous energy about it. They don't want to lose it all. Because
we're not through hurricane season yet. So our big time hurricane season actually is from now until end of September.
Yeah.
And if we can get through that, then we're like, whew, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think it's a big. We used to go to sandcastles every year because one of our friends had a hookup there, and it would be a bunch of girls on a girl trip, and then sandcastle it looks like it's still rebuilding.
They just got everything back in order and back in line. Everything's remodeled, everything's rebuilt, and they're back on target.
Yeah, that took a long time.
Somebody has built some townhouses and stuff in front of them.
I saw that.
So those that live on the first 3 or 4 floors are not real happy.
I was like, that is so rude.
I thought it was part of sandcastles. It was right there.
And it's huge.
It is. And so owners are like, okay, great.
Wow.
Yeah, that's not nice. So we used to have this lake house a long time ago in Austin, but you had to float balloons to show how high you were going to be blocking the view of the lake.
Yeah.
And it didn't sound like they had to do that because that is rude.
Mm-hmm. You have to always keep those things in consideration that,
your dad's not a glass maker.
Yeah. You have to always think what's going to come in front,
Yeah. That is so rude. Anyway, but I'm glad to see. I felt the energy of the town was back. I love seeing. I mean, we've been to Port A since Harvey, but I love seeing some old faces, some new faces. I felt like I saw people back in it fully. The fishing was great. People posting their fishing pictures.
Well, we just got the designation of fishing capital of Texas.
You definitely deserve it. You definitely deserve it. Also, I have to tell you, the beaches in Texas get a bad rap, but it was the cleanest I've seen the beach in years. Y'all's workers, even the people I noticed taking a little more pride, cleaning up after themselves. Well, I was grateful to see it. So
the Chamber of Commerce has taken they have done a good campaign on. They've got the turtle Flynn that you might have seen around town, and he's their mascot. And so they put a big emphasis on ecotourism.
yes,
And there's the yellow bags you can find a lot of places
everywhere. Yes.
and so we're really promoting ecotourism and respecting the community.
Yes. Yes. I love that.
The chamber, which is great.
Good.
Do you think since the hurricane, the water has changed a little bit? Because since the hurricane, I feel like the water's so much more clear.
I noticed that.
The water in Port Aransas, I got to tell you, I had a boat for a number of years, but boats are one of those kinds of things that you just throw money into, and they're great when you have them and they're running correctly and all.
Yeah.
For all 4 days, and then
You got days of the boat owner's life, buying it and selling it.
But there are days that we have been out, and even on the beach, that if we didn't know better, we would have thought that we were someplace in the Caribbean.
Yeah.
The water has been so blue and so clear.
So clear.
It has been just really nice.
It has. Talking about nice, I just want to thank you. I have an Airbnb, and Shelly has like a couple of Airbnbs in Austin, but I thought it was so kind of you to say it's ready for you if you want to go a little early. I was like, that is such a sweet thing to do, because all people really want to do is put on their swimsuit and go.
Right. And, sometimes you just want to get in early. I rent Airbnbs all the time, obviously, and at different places all around everywhere. And sometimes you don't want to ask that, could we come a little early? Because you might have your dog with you, or you might want to stop some places, but then they can't stay in the car, or, it's all kinds of different scenarios where if we could just get in at maybe 1, that'd be awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. So pro tip from Victoria, if you have an Airbnb, and if it's ready, let people in. It'll give you some good points. So
Agreed.
I love it.
Agreed.
If no one's coming in, I don't care if you sleep in.
Yeah.
The work is you're out partying and you've got to get up to get out. It's like,
it's painful. It's painful.
Yeah. If I could just sleep until noon or 11:30, that'd be really awesome.
Yeah.
Well, y'all don't live in that rental? Y'all live somewhere else on the island?
Our house is upstairs, so that is our
nice.
That's my homestead, and so upstairs has 3 bedrooms, 3 baths.
Nice.
We have the downstairs apartment, which for us was perfect, or for me was perfect in owning the park, because we could be there and overlook the park. Which is good a lot of times. And it's like, I didn't want to see that golf cart parked on the grass. Do I need to pick my battles? Do I need to go say something now, or are they leaving tomorrow? Okay, they're leaving tomorrow. We'll just leave.
Yeah. But we live on our property, and we rent out the main part of our house. And I will say most people are very, like, if you let them know, they're usually better about, okay, I'm not going to trash the joint. I notice. No, not that we would, because we think that's so rude. But I'm saying, like, if people know you're there, they might be a little more cautious. So
we had really good experiences with people that rent through Airbnb, because I think they know that the expectation is going to be there, that they have to kind of not clean, but clean up a little bit.
Yes.
And I've never really had an issue.
No, it's
only one time when I had a whole plethora of of drugs left after spring break one time. And I was like, wow, this is like everything that anybody could ever want. This is interesting. And then the girl who rented left her purse in her And so she calls me. She goes, "Hi, this is so. I left my purse. I need to come back and pick it up." I said, "Well, honey, all of your drugs and your purse is down at Port APD. So if you'll just go by there and pick it all up." And so she goes, "Oh, okay. And she called me back. She goes, "Hey, I need to get directions to the police station. Could you give me directions?" I was like, "Well, I mean, you could just Google it. I think, you'll get there fine." But the thing is of course they can't charge her anything because she can go pick up her purse without any charges because she's not in possession of
Exactly.
the drugs, right?
Yeah.
So she picked up her purse, and when the officer came and I showed him my whole array, I said, "Hey, what is that? I just don't know what these pills are." And there was about, I don't know, 30 of them. He goes, "Oh, that's ecstasy."
Wow.
And, "Do you mind turning around for a second?" He goes,
Two for me, two for you, two for you.
he said, "Just stop it. I said, I know, I'm just kidding."
Kind of, sort of, not really. That's hilarious. I would not know. I would be like, I don't know what that is, but
It's been a while since I've seen all of that.
right. Things have changed.
They had everything. And he goes, I said, "Is this normal?" He goes, "Well, Victoria, usually when this amount of drugs are left, we usually find a gun with it too, but you didn't have one." I said, "No, not this go-round."
Yeah.
We need to do stories from the Airbnb short-term rentals. Like, I have to do
The only right time that was really that I remember well, because I'm telling you, it was a lot of drugs.
That sounds like
Oh yeah.
I think my worst one was just a bachelorette party. They were just like, high maintenance, and let's just say, I don't know if they sacrificed a pig, but it was like a lot of one. Like, poor thing.
They had a big time, and
That's a big fact.
didn't leave the place trash. They just left some beer cans or this or that, but it really wasn't as bad as I expected.
Yeah. That would be. Oh my goodness! Wow.
Okay, talk about you. So you were a teacher in Port A.
And administrator.
I actually started as a teacher in Rockport.
Okay.
I was 22 years old, and then I went to Fort Worth ISD.
Mm-hmm.
And then from there, I went to Marble Falls ISD.
Uh-huh.
And then my husband at the time, my son's father, was promoted and got a high school principalship in Lampasas ISD up the road. And then we ended our career in Port Lavaca, Calhoun.
Wow.
The sand crabs. Mighty sand crabs. Yeah.
What has life been like? Jody just retired from teaching, and what has life been like? How have you filled your life since education? Because it's so consuming.
Well, there's always a part of you that wants to go back, whether it be subbing or should I go back again? The insurance, the this and that, sick days. There's a lot said to either signing somebody's check or having someone sign your check.
Right.
It's a whole difference.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of stress and signing somebody else's.
Yeah.
But it's been great. I kind of would like to go back. I've been out of it now for 13 years, was in 22. I'd kind of like to go back and at least sub. I'm actually going to put my application in, I think, with CCISD, Corpus Christi.
Yeah.
Port A to sub. My only fear is that they're going to know I'm certified, and I'm a certified counselor, school administrator, even superintendent. I'm certified school soup. They're going to say, "Hey, wow,
can you come run the whole shit over here?
come on full time." I mean, oh my gosh, do I want to do that? I don't know. No.
I think you're living a pretty good life. I don't know.
It is. It really is. And it's so relaxing, but I have the utmost respect
I do
for
too.
all educators, and
Yes.
from the school custodial staff to cafeteria to
Everybody, everybody is educating those kids. Everybody at a school is educating every one of those kids.
I've been bartending and waiting tables on the side because as if I don't have enough to do.
Yeah.
And been doing that almost full time in addition to everything else. And I work with one person who's a LBD. She's Lisa bus driver because we have 2 Lisas. So she's LBD, Lisa bus driver. And she gets up, she drives a school bus, and then she comes in to do prep at the restaurant from 9 to 2, then gets back on the school bus.
Oh my gosh.
That's a job I have to, I think I can almost do every other job. I can, but I do not think I could be a bus driver. I just, hey, I forget I'm driving while I'm driving. So having a bus full of kids is probably not good.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's, I think it'd be fun in a lot of ways, but I can just see myself standing up saying, all right, you're going to sit down right now.
I know.
Oh my God.
And Victoria got fired her first day at Jody threw her off a bridge.
And say nobody's going home until this and that. The kids will be crying.
And you get kidnapping charges. Oh my God. Where you like to keep your toe in it? That's
Yeah.
I think it's like waiting tables, running your businesses, and going to sub. It's just like I just want to keep my toe in it to make sure that I'm still vitality and viability for somebody. But I think you're doing a great job.
I still put my backpack blower on, and I still edge the park, and we go to the park, and we do all of that ourselves. We edge. We have an old school. We have a hood edger.
Oh yeah, our dad had one of those.
And I'm still doing that, but I'm older now. When I brought the park, how old was I? 43. Now I'm 55, and I'm like, okay, I'm feeling this a little more. But I do think that like bartending, waiting tables, anything you do that keeps you active, it keeps you in the loop of how you treat people and how other people feel.
Agreed.
Yes.
Agreed. So where are you waiting tables?
I was at 1886, which is I don't know if y'all got by there at the Tarpon Inn.
No, we didn't get to go there.
Oh, and next time you'll need to go by the historical Tarpon Inn and the office, because they have the actual tarpon scales of people that have caught tarpon all the way back into the 1900s.
Oh, that's so cool. Yes, I'm going to see that.
So that's really cool. But that is the cocktail, and they also serve food there too, bar there. And I did that for a year, and then I had a hip replacement, so I stopped for a little bit.
Yeah.
And then I took a couple of months off, and then I went over to Stingray's, which is next to the gas.
Oh, okay.
And it's a bar and grill, and I did that for the last several months, getting them up and running, and they had some staffing issues and this and that. And now that they've got their staffing back in order, I've bowed out of there for now, because it became that I was working all the time.
Yeah. That's the thing about those places. They're like, are you available today at 1? Okay.
And so I couldn't get up here and check on the property. We had bees on yeah.
Wow, you're a spirit animal, Victoria. I'm like, wow.
So I wanted to check on the bees, and we need to, check on our RV and check on the property. And we need to we don't hunt, but we make sure and feed all of our deer and everything. So we fill the feeder and get all that taken care of. And so now I'm able to get up here. I didn't have a weekend off, I think, for 3 months. And
oh, wow.
Stingray's fault. That's me also going, yes, let's make the money, let's work. But now I'm only at the park now. But now what am I thinking? Well, maybe I'll sub. Well, maybe when I get
Maybe just take a month to not do all that extra and then see where you're at. Because it sounds like you're going to fill your time with a lot of other stuff.
Yeah.
Once we retire and move up here to this area, I guarantee you I'll be working at a winery or I'll
Oh, for sure. For sure. And you just have to learn how to do the good pour, like the sassy pour. Yeah.
That's right. Agreed. Okay, so you're at Longhorn Winery right now. What are you drinking?
this is a beignet. Beignet.
Nice.
Yeah, it's I would say it's between a Pinot Grigio and a Chardonnay.
Okay.
We like Pinot Grigio.
Same.
Yeah. And they have a great rosé as well. But
Oh, good.
we are drinking a wine, and their bottles are like $34 or so. The wines are award winning; they're really good. But anyway, we just really enjoy. There's so many wineries in this area, but this is close to home, and the wine's really good, and it's small family owned, and so
That's
here
so
we are.
great. Yeah, I love all these family owned and small businesses. Let's keep those coming and
Agreed.
support them. And
Right.
just like you were saying, Victoria, as different areas have crises and they have either flooding or natural disasters, it is okay to go and support those local businesses, to get out there to help them, because that's also going to help in the recovery process as much as you can when that area is safe.
You never thought that Lukenbach and all of these areas are only, we're only 30 minutes from, we're 25 minutes from Comfort, we're 30 minutes from Kerrville, here where we are now. You never thought that would necessarily affect Fredericksburg and all this area, but it does.
It does.
And everybody in the area. And so I think it's important to, if you could get on Airbnb now, people, to come to Fredericksburg right now in different places, they're slashing their rates too.
Yes.
So it has had an effect on Central Texas.
It's had a major effect. We work with some nonprofits, not that are dealing with the floods, and it's even affecting other nonprofits and other services in the area, and all the way to Austin. It's because people refocus their energy and support, and so it's been an interesting process. But I like Jody was saying, is like lean in to those communities as quickly as possible to help them get back on their feet.
I think so too. Some are apprehensive. They don't want to come into the area and be disrespectful. They
Sure.
too soon, or that's not giving them an opportunity to rebuild. Maybe we should avoid that area for a little bit.
Yeah.
But I think it's okay.
Agreed.
Because not every bit of the community was affected, but those that were, it's a big deal, of course. That's the Association of Campground Owners. We had a fund and have a fund for the flood parks that were affected by the flooding, because some of the parks they're not functioning now at all.
Agreed.
So we donated and put in, as RV resorts to help them. Now there's legislation going through right now through the floor that says that all of us RV resorts will need to have an evacuation plan if we're in a floodplain. So that's coming up. So there's a lot of things in the works and stuff too, but anything that's come out of it is good. To take those things into consideration. I tell my people that have their RVs there for the summer, summer months, I'm like, if I call you and there's a hurricane coming, you have to come. You're going to have to come grab your RV.
Yes.
Because if it stays, then it rolls up into my rec hall and it rolls into other people's property or what have you.
Right. Well, and one thing that people have to think about when we as a community, I do believe that everybody, I've seen people step in and help as much as possible, what they're able to do. But when we don't directly support these small businesses, that's when the big man steps in and starts taking over those small businesses, and that it's not owned by the local people anymore, unfortunately.
Agree. I mean, that's why I've been holding on to the RV resort as long as I can, with rising property values in Port Aransas and appraisals and windstorm and flood insurance. Oh my gosh, it's a killer.
Yes.
If I sell, a corporate entity may buy me, and I don't like that, so I'm trying to hold on to it as long as I can,
Right.
because when corporates come in and buy RV resorts, like some big names that are even in this area, they're able to have their other RV resorts and other businesses absorb that loss. Whatever other park, they can balance all that out. I can't. I mean, I'm either gonna take it or I'm not.
Sink or swim. Agreed.
So small business, if you get a second job and you bring in a couple thousand a month or whatever, that's just gonna do your groceries and everything else. Though small businesses, it's big money. I mean, it's like you need like 12 grand a month.
Yeah.
That's like, okay. I mean, that's a lot to get panic stricken over.
For sure. Oh my gosh. So much to think about. But go out there, go to Fredericksburg, go to those small areas, help them out. A lot of times we kind of feel like you're saying we don't want to, is it too soon? Is it too soon? This is a great time to go, especially fall is hitting.
Oh my God.
It's a great time to go. And actually, a lot of our UT games are at different places. Fredericksburg, those areas, that's a fun place to go and watch games and go be a part with your friends.
I got to tell you, in October, of course, this area means a lot to me too, but in October is the best time to be in Port Aransas.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. They call it the local secret.
Local secret. Now.
It is so, and then we've got Beachtoberfest activities that go on too. So we've got the Port A Music Fest and all kinds of stuff that happen in October. But October is the best time to venture out. All the time.
Good to know.
I think October is my favorite part of Texas time. Spring, but this is good to know. We might have to take another trek down there.
I know. Yeah, agreed. Well, please stay in touch with us and share all this information.
Yeah,
we'd love to share it with Central Texas so people know where you are. They can take their RVs down to you.
Yes.
And anything that's going on like Oktoberfest, anything like that, share it with us, because I think a lot of Austinites spend a lot of time in Port A.
Yeah. And now we have a hookup.
Yeah, we got a hookup.
We do. And we of course are always welcoming. And the good thing is that the main reason why I like to have a couple Airbnbs is so that if somebody's coming down in an RV and they say, hey, we don't have an RV, but we want to stay next to our parents that are coming down, or something like that, then we can at least accommodate close to the park. So
that's a great idea. I like that. Wow. This has been so fun getting to know you.
Yeah.
Thanks for spending time with us.
Well, I look forward to following you guys on your
Yes.
on your podcast.
Come back anytime. We will we can talk about anything that's coming up in Port A, and all the weekend news is super fun.
And your bees. We can talk about your bees.
Oh, love bees. All right. Thank you, Victoria. Cheers to you. Enjoy your wine in lovely Fredericksburg, and safe travels back to Port A as you go. And
Thank you.
hopefully the hurricane will just stay out in the ocean area and not
I hope so. I don't wish it on anybody, but I sure do wish it steers clear of Rockport, Port A area.
Yes.
Agreed. All right.
All right.
Texas.
Yeehaw.